know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Just want to comment and say BetOnline is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for football, baseball, boxing, golf, and much more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. This is your post-game show. I'm Marcus Dash, and this is my brother Teja Dash. Our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn. Obviously, neither one of us are him. He'll be coming on here soon to talk about this amazing win against the Las Vegas Raiders. But one of the biggest takeaways for me was kind of the opposite. Usually Andy Reid's first quarter game script, or at least his first drive game script, is usually, we usually score on that, either field goal, touchdown. Didn't do that. I think it was one of our fewest 3-and-outs that we've had, or one of the first times we've had a 3-and-out in the first drive of the game this year. But obviously we, didn't start slow, then obviously went really hot. It came to a point here where everyone was kind of just like, what's going on with this team? Second half, we looked fantastic. We continued what we did in the second quarter, looked great in the third quarter, the fourth quarter. What did you make of the kind of the opposite of what we've been seeing with this team?
I love to see, it was encouraging to see us pick ourselves up and improve upon a bad first half. We had longer drives after that, but we still had some inconsistencies kind of throughout. We had 5 drives of 4 plays or less. And that was kind of sprinkled throughout the game. And then we had 5 drives where we averaged about 9 plays or more. So it was either like a 3-and-out almost, or we had a long drive for a touchdown, it seemed like. I'd like there to be a little more middle there, but it was nice to see the opposite, that we just didn't sit on a lead. And maybe you could say that we needed to go down by, double digits to kind of wake us up. That's kind of been our thing in the past, to kind of, sprout out and take over games once we have adversity on our backs against the wall. So maybe that's what happened here.
Yeah, I think some of what we saw today, we saw a little bit of Pacheco, a little bit of CEH today, and I love what CEH brought and provided us.
Yeah,
he had that big run to get us down to like the 1 yard line, and then out of Chiefs fashion, not Andy Reid style, we went 3 straight runs to get in the end zone, and I think I saw some people were upset they were doing it, but then also you take into account that a lot of people don't, they say Andy Reid doesn't recall the run play enough. We did 3 straight times to get in the end zone. I really loved there was something happened. I don't know what it was, but a fire got ignited with the team after that 1 3-and-out where Mahomes was calling for the play where he just threw that bomb to Watson. It was like way overthrown, but he's calling for a play, a 3rd down, and say, wait, did he not know what play that was?
What happened?
I don't know. But at that time when I saw it, I was like, geez, man, are we gonna get blown out by the Raiders? Obviously that didn't happen, but I mean, I love the play calling. I love the getting everybody. That's the thing. We also saw something we've been talking about. Obviously through injury, Kadarius Toney being out, and Hardman being out. We saw a limited receiver rotation. Wasn't the 7-guy rotation that we saw? We saw pretty much Watson, right, Sky Moore, Rashid Rice, MVS. That was pretty much the 4 receivers I saw all night.
Yep. Only 3 receivers had more than 1 target. MVS had that 1 target at the very end, I think, just to give him 1. Rice had 10, Sky had 3, and Watson had 3. So really overwhelming in Rice's favor this time. Thank goodness. I know all Chief fans, or most Chief fans, are going to just be so happy and elated with Rice finally taking on the majority, not only the majority of the targets, he had more targets than all other receivers combined. So I'm so happy to finally see that.
Yeah, I also got to say that, like, Rice. It was high time for this because we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to happen right after the bye week. Didn't happen after the bye week last week. And then, well, Monday, a couple days ago, didn't really see that many targets for Rice. And then today we just kind of go out there, and it seemed like we kind of had to with Tony being out and Hartman being out. Obviously, there's different types of players and they don't play the same positions and stuff. But I mean, it seemed like even when that drop happened, he still was a focal point. I mean, his last catch, that beautiful catch on the sideline, that was unreal.
I want to see more of those. I know he's got the quick screen ability. I want to see more like downfield type plays. I want to see him, stretch his route tree out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, to talk about, so 7 different pass catchers caught a pass tonight. We saw a limited rotation in the receiver reps, which I think is great. I mean, our show this week, we had legendary wide receiver coach Larry Kirksey on this week, and he talked about, just you need to have solid 3 set guys and play them until they're burnt out and they have to be, they're actually like tired and they want to call the field. This whole like recycling guys all throughout the game, you're never going to get a rhythm with any of your receivers. And today, obviously, it helped having the injury aspect of it, not having that many guys to do that rotation with. But I mean, hey man, like these guys all look good. Watson had a nice touchdown grab. Thankfully, it was helped out by that Raiders linebacker for shoving him down on the ground, and then he was able to get up and find the open little spot there. But yeah, I really liked the offensive play calling today. It was a nice mix of everything. Mahomes, very efficient, 27 of 34, only 7 incompletions today. Yep. I mean, he looked really good. Outside of those first couple drives, he looked on it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, except for the call on the play, which I think is like the offensive version of like defenders always doing this, even though it's like 2nd or 3rd down. They have a 4th down symbol. That's kind of like Mahomes doing this when they were coming off the field.
Well, there he is. There's our guy. There's our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how we doing, brother?
What's up, man? What's going down? Can you hear me? Good?
Yeah, we can hear you good. We can hear you good.
Yeah, much better after that win. The decisive win, which I knew we was going to beat them. The thing is, I wasn't really worried about it when they went up 14-0. I didn't really, because to me, that was the opportunity to show exactly who you are, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what they came and they proved today. And so everybody's been kind of down on it. I know you've probably been talking about it, alluding to all the things that's been happening on the offensive side of the ball. But these guys stepped up. They stepped up. And when they had the pressure on them, I'm sure everybody was kind of doubting them. Oh my God! But they started showing you a little bit of that character. Okay.
Yeah, JD, we talked about kind of what we usually see with this team is first drive is usually we march down the field, whether it be a field goal or touchdown. And recently it's been mostly field goals, but we've been getting down there. Today was kind of it was kind of a flip of a switch here where it was kind of go down there. It was a 3-and-out right away. I think the next drive was Mahomes calling for a play when it was 3rd down after he overthrows Watson. He's calling for a play. He's like, whoa, dude, it's 4th down. We're going to the sideline now. That scared the living daylights out of me. I was like, whoa. Did he forget what down it was? I mean, my gosh. But then you see the offense kind of 2nd quarter spark, 3rd quarter spark. You see the second half offense ignited. And usually that's been the opposite. We've been starting out hot, not doing anything in the second half. Today, we started off slow, then kind of, started mid-trickling the ball down the field. Not to pay homage to Hank Stram there, but what did you think of the kind of the flipping of what we've seen with the team in the past few weeks?
You know what? I think, seeing Patrick do that, because I've seen the same thing. I'm like, oh, it's 4th down. But that tells me, to be honest with you, that these guys are adamant on getting these things right. They wanted to be out there, and I think they wanted to put it on their shoulders. And so when you're looking at a guy who wants to, like, I don't know, keep giving it to me, they're not running down with their head, disheveled, and they sitting over there feeling sorry about themselves. These are guys that want to get the job done, and so I love that part about it because that with PM15, he has a confidence and he's got their warrior mentality to make sure they get that thing right. Okay, put it in his hands, Travis Kelce's hands. Okay, and let's go out there and let's do what we do. All right. And so that's, to me, that spoke volumes, especially from playing football. Like, you understand that when things haven't been going well for you, you always want another shot. Give me another shot. Let me keep going. Let me try to get it right this time. And I think it was just a great indicator as far as like their mindset for this game. But we started out. I'm okay. We started out not even running the football, and I'm just like, okay, here we go. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? The things that could get us there. We knew we had to go to who? Number 10, we had to go to Pacheco. All right. You want to get this offense going? You want to get that spark? Who is the spark plug? Who's the one the firework that gets those things going? Okay. Hand the ball off to number 10. All right. Let him get out there, shake his dreads a little bit, dance, whatnot. That's, I love seeing things like that. Okay. Everybody loves seeing that. And so you need an igniter, right? You need an igniter. And 10's the guy for us. So we should never do that. We should never start the game out throwing the ball 3 times without handing the ball to 10. We shouldn't do it. Okay.
Yeah. We've said this a lot before too. If Kelce just has his normal like 6 for 70, 6 for 80 game, you just need one guy to kind of pull ahead of the pack as far as receivers go and kind of stand out. And the other guys need to kind of fill in the gaps with 20 to 35 yards. But if one guy has a good game in the receiver group on top of Kelce, our offense will get rolling. And today it was Rice, and we've been calling for it to be Rice for a long time. So I'm happy about that. One note about Pacheco, I was just looking at, it's tied for his lowest yards with 14 carries or more. It's 55.
But here's the thing, though, Teja. It was all tough yards. Like how he was running. And to me, when you got a guy who's relentless, who would just not go down, who is, I don't care if you give him 2-3 yards, those 2 or 3 yards look like they may be 10 or 12. And that's how it feels. And so while he keeps his legs churning, the tackles and the guards get to push on the pal. That's what you get to do. You get to peel off a couple of guys who's trying to get that extra hit on Pacheco. All right. I seen my man come in, Morris, when what's his name went down, and he threw a defensive tackle down on the ground violently. And I was just like, whoa, okay. If it's an indication of who this guy's going to be, woo, I love it. I love seeing it. But he came out there and played. When I'm talking about hit him in his mouth, I mean, he picked him up and threw him down, slammed him on his back. And so that's the mindset. I understand that's the mindset when you go in and battle in a game like this, especially against the Raiders. It's going to be a brawl out. It's going to be a brawl. All out, just hitting, swinging. This is what it's going to be. Nobody's going to give up. No team's going to give up in a game like this. It just doesn't happen with the Raiders. It's not. And I daggone it. I know our team wasn't going to blink, and they didn't. They kept swinging, keep hitting in the mouth, and he did a great job. That's what he did. Did a great job. Yeah. But we needed to kind of get something like that, man. We needed to see some grit. We needed to see some angry guys out there, and we seen it. We seen it today. Determination. I love it.
It was also kind of a blessing in disguise too, because I feel like there's so many times where our offense kind of goes into a little funk during games. We're in the game because our defense is keeping us in it. It's keeping it 0-0. It's making it kind of a punt off. But today, they score those first 2 scores, and it was like, okay, offense, you kind of need to do something here. You kind of need to wake up. And defense, in a way, kind of forced their hand to kind of do something. Like, yo, you guys need to wake up and do something here because we're in a 14-hole deficit. And obviously, defense, they rallied and did their thing from after those first 2 drives. But Jenny, we kind of talked about the receivers, and we talked about it on the show this week with Larry Kirksey, that you kind of need to have a set rotation of guys. We talked about being in rhythm, and obviously without Tony and Hardman out today, it kind of forced our hand to kind of keep a set rotation of a certain amount of guys. Yeah, Richie James rotated in and out, but it was pretty much Sky Moore, Rashid Rice, MVS, and Justin Watson today. It was those 4 guys. Yeah. You didn't really see many other guys at receiver today, but 7 different pass catchers. Obviously, we alluded to it. Rashid Rice, main guy, 10 targets, 8 catches, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. Obviously, we've been calling for it. We thought after the bye week he was going to get force fed. Didn't happen on Monday night, but it happened today. Are we starting to see him become the guy, JD?
I think so. I mean, he's the one that's been making plays for us consistently. And so I know he had a couple of drops today, but other than that, I mean, once the ball's in his hand, he gets going. And so he's shown that once he catches that ball, he could do a whole lot with it. He can run guys over. He's a big guy. You could tell it was kind of hard to tackle him. He's not going down off the first hit. He's just not. And I love it because they're pulling at his jersey and all those different things. But Rashid Rice, man, without a doubt, has singled himself out as our number 1 wide receiver. And I think we've known that for the past couple of weeks. But here's the thing, though. This guy's still growing. He doesn't do everything right. He doesn't. But for what his production, he's doing it for us. He's the guy. Where we seen, and not taking anything from Justin Watson, where Justin Watson had 11 targets last week, and then we see Rashid Rice. Like sometimes you got to put it on your head. You got to flip it on your head to say, hey, listen, look, this guy right here is our top pick for a reason, right? This is the reason went out and got this guy. This is the reason Patrick Mahomes said, I want this guy in here. And he just showed you today why he did it. And yeah, he has a whole lot of trust for Rashid Rice. But going back to just talking about the rotation, it is very important when you have a good group, core guys that's able to do the work. I love the Rashid Rice, Sky Moore, okay, Justin Watson. I love that rotation in itself. I do. And it looked good. And here's another thing that you have that was kind of consistent is bringing in 12 personnel with Noah Gray. Noah Gray coming in and kind of taking a little bit off of that as well, because then all of a sudden what you do is you have the ability to run the football and pass the football now also. So doing those things, and then EBS coming as a support role, I think the tempo of everything and the rhythm look very, very good. Look different from what we've seen before, right? And so that's a beautiful thing. That's what you want. That's what you need. That's what exactly Larry Kirksey was talking about. Guys, when you see some guys tapping their hat to go out, and somebody said, oh, well, why guys tapping their hat to go out? How about we get some consistency, okay, with guys being in there? How about you get into a rhythm? How about you get into some shape to stay in and go sustain a drive for 8 to 9 plays, all right? Because what you do is you develop continuity, okay, and you develop trust with a guy because you're getting the most of the reps. And so if I know I'm in most of the reps and I'm not going out every other play, well, shoot, then I feel like I'm actually in the game. I'm involved the way I should be.
Yeah.
Kelce and Rashid Rice, 14 catches of 17 targets thrown their way. So fantastic.
Yeah, career high for Rice in targets, receptions, yards, and tied for his longest catch.
Tied for his longest catch? Really? Oh,
yeah, he had 39 against Denver.
Ah, dang. I thought could have sworn that was his longest.
Then you have Pacheco, right, out the backfield with 5.
Yeah. Would you say, JD, obviously this is small sample size, but I mean, if you should look at the box score and stuff, is looking at the quarter by quarter. So obviously first quarter 0, second quarter 14, third quarter 7, fourth quarter 10. And I think in fourth quarter we probably could have scored a touchdown on that final drive, but we were just playing for a field goal. It seemed like, but and I'm seeing this online. People are saying we're back. One of our poll questions here was: is the offense back? Yes, no, and the other option was need to see it for 4 quarters, which I think everyone wants to. I think everyone wants to kind of see a complete game top to bottom. But would you say, in your estimation, JD, you said this offense would eventually click by the end of the season, especially with all the young pieces that we have. Is the offense back, JD, or are we in process to getting to that point?
No, it's a process, man. And I said this before. This is a long season. And as long as you're getting better, you can always, add on to what you've been doing. You can always progress and getting better for every single game that you see, right? And so this is something we could build on. This is something the offense can take home and say, hey, look, we had a great outing coming second, third, fourth quarter. All right, let's build on this. Let's get even better. We like this rotation. And so they said they want to do a deep evaluation and dive into what was going on. This is a perfect opportunity from, last week. So I think they vindicated themselves somewhat, obviously, from the bad, outing they had last week. But this right here by no means is a final product of what the offense is going to look like at all. And so I'm encouraged to see that they're going to get better. I do believe they will. And sometimes, look, it's going to take some time. Look, Al Saunders said it the best. Sometimes when you have a new OC, okay, with Nagy, and EB's gone, where you had such a rapport with this guy, okay, with one guy, EB being the guy, it's going to look different. And it's going to take some time. So you got new receivers, you got a new offensive coordinator, calling plays, and you got new personalities about how you do it and how everybody responds to things. Yeah. So that's a process. It's a process. Everybody we all want the finished product now, right? We all want the finished product. But it takes that hard work. It takes that time. And then like Larry Kirksey said, man, you got to put in the work and the hard effort, the little things it's going to take to go into practice. And so, hey, maybe they had to get back into practice to do some things a little bit differently. Maybe they had to go in and actually evaluate. The coaches start talking and communicating. From what I heard, every indication, that's what they're doing now. If you got to walk those young receivers through what you want from them, walk them through it. Okay? Step by daggone step. Let that be the process. But by no means is this a finished product. I love it. We're going to build on these things, and I think we're going to get better. You know, and I said that. That's how it works in the NFL. It works like that. So,
Teja, in your estimation, are we back? Or are you agreeing with JD on the being a process?
I think it's a process. Too many four play drives and 3 and 4 play drives today. It's 50-50. We had like I said before, we had 5 drives of almost like 9 plays of each per average, and then we have 5 drives of 4 plays or less. So I just want to see a little more consistency, not come off the field so quickly, even on those. Look, it's encouraging. It's definitely encouraging. And it's really nice to see him come off like a really rough Philadelphia experience to come in and establish the right guys that we feel are like the better playmakers on our team, like Rice and Kelce. It's good to see them even like go for those guys to be like the main factors in this offense. Those two and Pacheco, just, that is the best way we're going to be a great offense this year.
Yeah.
So let me say this also too, okay? Because I think this had a lot to do with it. Not only was it, I think these past few weeks was somewhat of a failure on the wide receivers. PM15 hadn't been playing his best football,
no.
But I think also too a lot of it had to do with the coaching. Let's just be honest here. I know everybody want to talk about it and they don't want to put it on the coaches, but I don't think people really understand how important it is to have a coach that's going to be able to give direction to players about what it is they want out of them. Okay. And if you're telling the guy, this is what I want out of you, and the guy's not doing it, then he's just not going to play. So I think the coaches had to put the onus on themselves, right? Because at the end of the day, Big Red looks at himself. He's like, look, you know what? I got to be able to get better. Not only these guys, I can't point at these guys and say, hey, it's y'all fault, y'all young guys, and I'm not leading the way. I'm the coach. I'm the Hall of Fame coach. Okay. With the 2 different teams, Super Bowls, I got to get y'all guys right. Okay. If I need to sit in there in the room, right? You know how your parents, if I need to come down to the school and sit in the classroom with you so you get this thing right, then so be it.
I
right?
would.
Yeah. And so, hey, I believe maybe Nagy went into the wide receiver room, okay, during meetings and said, this is what I want. This is what I need. Patrick and them is going to be fine over here. But we all need to get in here together so we all understand, we all on the same page exactly what the standard is for this offense and what we're trying to do. And so it's very important. It's vital to have good coaches that can go ahead and develop young guys and young players to get the best out of them. That's what you have to do, man. It's what the NFL is all about. And I don't care guys making a whole lot of money. Still, everybody needs direction, okay? Everybody needs direction. And we said it. If the great players need it, okay? A good player, if he's asking for direction from a coach, what do you think his young guys need, right?
Yeah.
So you can't miss that. You can't miss that.
And Kelce looked very, very sharp. He just looked focused, hyper-focused. One of the most focused I've seen him all season. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming singers. I'm not blaming any commercials. He just looked, whatever it was, he knew it. He was very hard on himself after last week, and he looked incredibly focused. I want to see that rest of the season.
Well, I said he was pissed. I said that when you seen him in the presser last week, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was absolutely pissed.
Should be.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it.
Yeah, so, some people are saying, like online, like some Chief fans, not the optimistic ones, more the pessimistic ones, saying the offense, let's take a halt, let's pump the brakes on the offense here. The Raiders, but let's say with the Raiders played Miami in Miami last week and held them to 20 points last week. They lost the game, but they held Miami to 20 points. So and we just put up 31 on them. So and Miami's the most prolific offense in the league apparently. So they held them to 20. They couldn't stop us today. 31 points. Look, I hear all of that, man. To me, it's crazy talk. It really is. Sometimes you have a correlation, man. Guys have good and bad games, and sometimes you just got a guy's number for that week. You do. So that's how it is. The Broncos had our number for that 1 week against us. They had our number. They played a better game than we did. We weren't ready. So, had some flus, all type of stuff.
To me, though, that's crazy. But the pessimism is one that kills me. Fine. You know what? Let's wait. Let's hold off until the end. Okay? I want them guys to keep waiting till the very end, until they win the Super Bowl. All right? And then they're going to jump on board and be like, hey, okay, we knew they was going to be good. All right? I get you need to have some healthy criticism, some things, and some doubt. I get that part of it. But we got to understand, and I think it's what I was talking about before, is if we don't have the patience for these young guys to get better, to develop, then because that's our expectations, then you're angering yourself. You're angering yourself. Heck, we're 7-3 right now. If you didn't know it, the way people are talking, the pessimistic ones are talking. Heck, you think we was 4-6? Honestly, you would.
True.
So I just, when I hear some of that talk, man, it's crazy to me. I've seen people out here chasing ghosts on things that won't happen, or what if this happens and we have the worst running back in the room. I said, well, shit, that could happen with PM15 getting hurt.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of different things that happen in a football game in the season. Look at Joe Burrow sitting at home, right? I mean, things happen in the course of a football season. So control what you can control, man. The guys out there that's playing, all them dudes need to worry about what's going on in the building, just getting better, period, point blank.
One of the things that take away, and I'm seeing somebody that commented here, Noah 22, penalties are still a bit of an issue, but overall very solid game. Yeah, Raiders had no penalties in this game. We had 4 for 40 this game, and it's obviously been a common trend. I believe we were still the most penalized team in the league right now. JD, what do you make of that? I mean, is that something that as the season will go, will be more polished in that regard? I mean, because usually you see mostly penalized teams are teams that don't make the playoffs. But like a team that's highly penalized and a team that's where we are right now 8-3. Do you think this is something that can go away, a problem that can kind of go away as the season continues? I mean, what do you make of that?
I think you just have to keep reiterating that we want to get everything right. Okay, play within the rules. Obviously, we jumped on everybody because of Juwan Taylor and all the things he had to go through. Right, so we spotted everybody 20 penalties just off that craziness for the first 3 weeks of the season. But the other ones, like the ones I see Snead making, I don't mind those because those are penalties that are aggressive penalties. Okay, I don't mind that, and so I think Snead did a masterful job also too, just holding Devontae Adams to what he did. Right, I mean he played Devontae Adams really well. But we've been playing the top receivers. We've been doing that all season. But yeah, I don't think penalty is one to focus. It's one of those things that you got to make sure that you you eliminate, but you just got to try to emphasize, hey man, look, just try to do everything right. Okay, penalties is going to happen. So what?
Yeah. So moving on to defense. So obviously, to start off the game, not the best start for our defense, but again, they've been holding down the fort for our squad all season long. So and I said it, I think I tweeted from our account today, all right, defense has been bailing us out a lot this year. Offense time to get going here. But as far as the one thing everyone said we couldn't get to that pressure on O'Connell, we did get some pressure on him. We had one sack on him at the end. It was actually pretty funny. Carlotta sacking his old college teammate Aiden O'Connell. I think he whispered something to him on the ground. But that was funny. But my biggest takeaway from defensively, obviously Josh Jacobs ate us up. He's a solid running back, but yeah, they kind of ate us up on the ground today, which is we've kind of seen flashes of that where we will get kind of dominated on the ground. But my biggest takeaway for this game was the third down conversions. They were 7 of 14 on us on third down. The first and second quarter, I think they were like 5 of 5 or 5 of 6 or something ridiculous.
5 of 7 first half, 2 of 7 second half.
Okay, so we talk about second half adjustments there. JD, any cause for concern there? Anything you want to see as far as from the running game aspect or as far as the third down conversion aspect?
No, look, we knew Josh Jacobs was a very talented, if not one of the most talented back in the NFL right now for what he's able to do. He's going to be a hoss anyway to stop. So, sometimes what you just got to do, and I like Spags kind of dialing things up for guys to, be in the position to make plays. We just got to be able to make them. I think the running game, as far as with in the future, we're going to be getting Bolton back. It's going to be another thing coming back for us. It's going to help us out tremendously. I'm gonna give tip my hat to a guy that I've been kind of hard on is Nandi. Now, Deep had a pretty decent game today, and it was good to see that. I needed to see other guys, step up. And I was saying it can't just be Chris Jones. It's got to be other guys around him at defensive tackles. And Minute, who came in, did his thing as well, heard his name. That was good. I said that the game is going to be won up front on the trenches. That's where the game is always won. It's got to be controlling that aspect of the game, right? But I tell you what, as long as you able to make sure that everybody's doing their job, gap sound, I think we held. That was the first 100-yard rusher against us, right? In the season.
I think so. Yeah.
These first 100. So that it tells you how good our defense has been playing, right? And if it's like the first, you should get the best running back in the business right now, getting 100 yards. Shoot, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good day. Pretty good day. I ain't gonna be mad at that. Shoot, got the win, baby.
Yeah, we got the main stat for this one. Teja, anything you noticed from a statistic point of view? Anything?
I just want to go back. And our scoring was even more impressive, by the way, just because we did it clean. They had no turnover, so it wasn't like we got the ball to 5 and scored. 12 for 94 for Jacobs in the first half, 8 for 16 in the second half. Really, really bottled it up. And it wasn't like we were killing them, so they abandoned the run. He only had 4 less carries in the second half, so they just wasn't as effective. You saw the push too, like that last 4th down. Jones ate him up on that. Yeah. A terrible play call, but that's beside the point. They had 245 yards in the first half, 113 in the second half. Another really impressive. And I've heard this from Raider fans before as well that their second half play calling's been pretty rough offensively. So I hope that was more about our defense than it was about their offense, but it might have been a little mixture of both. Their offense maybe coming back to normal a little bit. And then the third down, 5 of 7 in the first half, 2 of 7 in the second half. We really tightened it up. It was awesome to see. Maybe they got a little juice from seeing the offense come to life. It was nice not to have the offense go just 3 plays and come off the field and they have to come right back on the field again after a bad drive, right? So defense continue to look good. I was not looking for, I guess not the right word, but I guess expecting a clunker at some point this season, right? For our defense to lay an egg against an inferior opponent that we should be killing, much like our offense has done against weaker defenses they didn't look great against, but they look good in the second half again. They came up, they showed up, and they fixed what was killing them in the first. Awesome.
Sure, they got weapons all around too. Devontae Adams, Renfro, Mayer. Jacobs. They got weapons all over the place. But I've seen, sometimes it's going to be a hard end, and obviously, like you said, third down, we run a whole lot of man. There's going to be a lot of crossing routes. What they did, and they was able to capitalize on that too.
Yeah. So, just great tackling this season too, and just in general, we don't let a lot of guys get away from us. That was a huge part of why we stopped Tyreek Hill. It wasn't that we just shut him down and blanketed him and he couldn't catch a ball. It was that we're letting guys, but they're contested catches, and when they're contested, we're all over them. That one where Devontae Adams, I think Snead thought he caught the ball, and he was still wrapping him up right there as if he still had it, and he didn't have it. It's like guys are just blanketing players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spags as the boys playing pesky. JD, let me ask you something, because Teja brought up a good point here. Maybe the offense, seeing the offense kind of start scoring, seeing some of the energy on the offense kind of became one of those things where it was a carryover effect of the defense, and the defense started playing like their usual selves. You played in an offense that was one of the most high-power offenses in the NFL history. Defensively, though, not the best. They had games and flashes, but were there times we were we had a lot of turnovers.
You're being nice.
We're opportunistic defense. We were
polite.
Come on, our guy E had some pick sixes.
Hey, we had good players on defense, but it wasn't a good defense.
Game was whole different thing. Yeah,
but there were times where offense was eating them up. For example, the Falcons game, where I think that Falcons team was one of the more high scoring teams. Yeah. They came in that day, offense was just dominating them. Defense started to answer the bell a little bit. Kind of talk about that kind of contagious. Sometimes where the offense is clicking, defense will kind of carry on to that, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think it is like a wildfire. And the thing is, because you do get encouraged watching the other team out there do it, and so you don't want to let them down, right? You know, you got to pull your weight. You got to do your part. And I think because the defense has been telling the offense, like, listen, we don't care where you are. We know y'all struggling, but when y'all struggling, we got y'all back. We have y'all. Don't worry about it. And so that's good to say, and it's comforting to say. But the offense want to do their job, right? They don't want to feel like we're pulling your weight as well too. And so today, what the defense did see is the offense came out, they scored points, and started doing all those different things, and that is what is making the whole entire team, like, that's what you want to see. It's a team game. It's a team sport. You want to see all phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. The special teams did a good job today too. I didn't really see anything that was really, it's horrible like it has been. So. That's what you want to see, and today was a day that was a full team win, but yeah, man. I mean, you just you play off each other. That's what you do. You play off each other. But it was good to see that for the defense to sit back and actually get a break. I know the first half was kind of a little tough. Second half, they were like, oh shoot, these guys got it. Go down, score 21 unanswered points. They like, okay, this is what we needed to see. And so when you have a defense like it, you become fresh. But yeah, man, that guys love seeing that, dude. They just love seeing that. I look, during our time, hey, I don't care how much our defense gave up. It didn't matter to us. It did not matter. I know they had a rough spell a lot, but we were just, hey man, let's go out there and score more points. That's what we thought. That's our mindset. We don't care how many points they gave up. We always thought if we lost the game, we didn't score enough points. That's how it is. That's how it works. So
you control what you can control.
That's it. That's all.
How about Karlaftis, man? 8 sacks.
Yeah.
It's a nice campaign he's got going on.
Yeah.
Some double-digit sacks would be awesome. Great jump. Great jump. Is there a most improved player in the NFL? Do they have that award that the NBA does?
No, they're a comeback player, but yeah, it's not.
They should have most improved player, by the way. These guys work way too hard to not get their flowers for that. But whatever.
They have that on the team that some coaches be like, okay, the most improved player that we've seen, and they'll recognize a guy like that.
Okay,
in a game ball or something. But Karlaftis, he'll end up with 12 sacks this year at least.
Awesome.
Least. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we got Packers, Bills, Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers. I mean, based on the way I saw Browning playing today, he was holding that ball a long time. You could probably get a couple in that game alone. So yeah. I think he'll definitely get the double digit.
And if he doesn't, and their offensive game plan is to just get rid of the ball really quickly to avoid sacks, even better. That's great too. Change your entire offensive game plan to avoid sacks.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to our post-game reaction show. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn and my brother Teja Dash. Tomorrow, we're going to have on our channel, we'll have the Monday morning tight end show at 7 p.m. live stream. JD will go over his grades for every position group on the Chiefs from this amazing victory over the Raiders. And then, of course, Wednesday night, we'll have our 7 p.m. live stream to preview the following game, a Sunday night game against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. Congratulations to Andy Reid. Y'all congratulate him on, for his success today.
Oh, the wins? Yeah.
No, actually, no.
Yeah, I did not. JD, that was your former coach, so I'll let you do the honors on that one.
Oh, man, look, Andy's been doing a tremendous job, right? And everything he's just been doing over these past few years, you see it all just come to fruition. Winning championships, getting to AFC championship games, NFC championship games. But he's going to go down as one of the best coaches of all time. And so congratulations to Andy Reid for this win. Definitely deserved it. I know he's not going to make it a big deal. Just Andy, he's just, okay, like, yeah, I didn't even know. He'll act like he didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I think that goes into the character of the man, really. And so, like I said, as long as Andy's the one calling the plays and he's the one that is leading this team, the Chiefs are going to be all right. Okay. They embody who he is. And so I know that's the no nonsense, do not quit type of team, and the Chiefs are going to be all right. And so let's keep building on this win, like we said, and hopefully we'll keep dousing all these negative naysayers about who this team is. But I'm going to give them the grace to keep growing like they are. But hats off to Andy Reid, man. Seriously.
For those of you listeners and viewers, Andy Reid has become the winningest coach in regular season Chiefs history. So something that it's crazy. Who did he leapfrog? Stram or Vermeil?
Yeah, Stram.
Stram.
Yeah.
I guess Vermeil didn't coach long enough in KC to get that. I mean, he would have if he continued.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's sweet. But all right, guys. Well, again, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on our Chief Concerns channel on YouTube for our grade show, our grade report show of Week 12. All right. Everyone has a good night. Everyone enjoys this Chargers loss on Sunday night tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Later, guys.
See you guys. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.